Welcome in to the new members and to the old members that have found their way back to the community. I need you just as much as you need me. On this morning's update, we have to talk very, very directly about the pure possibility that XRP is about to have a flash drop here. Same with Bitcoin. Right now we're at 61.5 cents. We talked very closely on the live yesterday, if you watched in, how that 63.3 cents had to hold. Otherwise, if you lose this area, and it's actually going to be slightly different just because the targets changed just a little bit as it moved down to right here. So this very well, if this is the breakdown, could bring XRP to right around 54.4 cents. So just be cautious on this Saturday morning as we're in a thinly traded market. But XRP right now has come into a danger zone as we have fallen down below this falling channel again. We had a fake out last night, which I don't think was a surprise to anybody who was watching the live. And then if we go through this just a little bit deeper, we're going to get into this chart as well, how we have to get up to that 67 cents on a consolidation if we want to avoid what's coming next. But to understand that on this bullish cup and handle right now, and I filled it in so much better in the live yesterday, so it was much easier to see. Technically, this entirety right here, where we got rejected again, this formation right here is the handle. So I drew it in the blue now with the line so it's easier to see. So basically resistance, support, resistance. It can come all the way back down here. And I'm being very transparent here. We can come all the way back down to that 50, 51 cent area to the bottom of the handle. And then if we want to swing around. So basically what this entails right now is forget about the ABC correction wave. We're in a wave 3 to 4 correction if this breaks down. It's not ABC correction. It's a wave 3 to 4 correction. So, I mean, I suppose you could say it's AB, whatever you want to call it, but it's actually going from wave 3. If you're going from the wick-off accumulation, it's going from wave 3 to wave 4. So wave 3 was a push up, but wave 4 is going to be the consolidation or the retest phase. And we're going to grab that added liquidity, or we go back to a better supply zone to where we can demand more buys, and then we can explode out of there. So what I believe is right now is we're probably going from wave 3 to wave 4, especially if Bitcoin gives through and we find ourselves around 55, 59,000 area. So that's what we could be looking at right now. This could be the expansion or the contraction here to back to the supply and demand zone. So we could be bouncing back to the bottom of the handle. But that is defined by not being able to get over 63.3 cents like yesterday and falling through that channel. And now it's a little bit lower, so we'll discuss the levels. We'll discuss what we have to do to invalidate this thesis. But as of right now, as we can see, Bitcoin's down 1,700 points. Last night it tried to fake us out when it hit 70,000, but I don't think anybody in the community was faked out because we talked about it on the live last night for about an hour, and we knew exactly what we were targeting. Now, on a thinly traded weekend, you can have the market makers actually demand the direction of the market, or should I say command the pressure and the direction. So this is where it gets very, very dangerous. Very, very dangerous. So we're going to take a very close look at not just XRP, but also Bitcoin. We'll take a look at the XRP Bitcoin ratio or the pairing, and we'll see where we're at from here. We'll take a look at XLM and DGB, as DGB had a little bit of a volatile swing last night. It was one of the best performing assets during this drop. DGB was all the way up to, it was about 9% up as it got up to, what did we hit last night? About 1,698, so almost 1.7 cents. However, that looks like a somewhat bearish setup there. It could be determined as. So if the market does correct, I mean, we're going to be looking at some corrections here. So I want everybody to stay ahead of this curve. I don't want anybody to be afraid, because on a wave 3 to wave 4 correction, wave 5 is the most explosive wave, which means this correction wave is meant to force everybody out. That's no different than having a parabolic spike up. You have the contraction of the market after a significant rally. Like, this is what's not being said. XRP went from 48.8 cents up to 74, and if it contracts down to 52 to 55, and then it uses that as a wave 4 support, and then it explodes out of there for wave 5. I mean, that's how Bitcoin goes on this kind of a correction, and then it can push 130 or 150. If it doesn't do this correction, the top max was 82,000 roughly, based on technicals and the technical target. So this is absolutely necessary. I don't think a lot of people will be thrilled But I think the ones who understand the entirety of the projection here and understand that XRP is in a 77-month consolidation just from January of 2018, I think it's a lot more understandable what is actually going on here. From when we hit all-time highs, and then we contracted down before we hit our first support. It took 27 months to get to March of 2020, where we hit just over 10.5 cents, or around 10.5 cents for the support. And now we've been in that consolidation the entire time. We're all the way back up to $1.98, all the way back down to 28, back up to 75, in between 33. So now it maintains, is this going to break down, and are we going to have a technical move down to the bottom of the bullish handle that could bring us all the way down to 51 cents? So just pay attention. Don't let your emotions dictate what's about to play out, but let charts allow you to form a educated and a informed perspective of what's going on in the crypto markets. Not just the technical analysis, but the news alike when we see it. So please make sure to hit that like button so YouTube will recommend this update. It'll allow not just new viewers, but old viewers to find their way back here. Because when they're going through their YouTube feed, my updates and lives will pop up because you hit that like button and YouTube's recommending it, which allows us to go through the analytics. But remember, it's positivity over negativity here. As we get into the high times of volatility, we'll see more highly speculative characters in the chat. But that's where it's up to you to kill them with kindness. We don't play the victim here, we play the winner. And with that, we have to have all the information to make an educated and informed decision. But you also have to be there and willing to help your fellow human. So with that being said, let me do the intro. Good morning. 10:05 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Saturday, March 16th, 2024. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. So I come on here every single morning for the first update of the day of many to start talking about the overall perspective of this formation. Right now, I'm telling everybody, get yourself in order in case we have a drop here and get on an exchange that you will be able to take advantage of during these high times of volatility. Stop playing the victim with Uphold and Binance and Coinbase and Kraken and all these speculative ones that always go down during high times of volatility. Set up BITUNIX. It's in the video description below and or pinned comments. They have futures and spot trading, lowest fees in the USA, and you don't need to use a VPN. So don't feel like a criminal in the USA to try to trade XRP or crypto. BITUNIX is in the video description below and or pinned comments. Take advantage of the lowest spot and futures leverage trading fees in the USA, and you don't have to use a VPN. It's that simple. Also, if you don't withdraw to your bank or deposit from your bank on BITUNIX and you do it from another exchange, you don't even need to do a KYC. So take advantage of that and don't play the victim when it comes to exchanges. Even if you're abroad, Canada, UK, Australia, that is available on the other side of the world as well. So please take advantage of it. Please. Before this stuff happens. Now, as we can see in the 30-minute, we're in the oversold. Pretty high into the oversold. So it comes down to this for XRP. Can we come back up and hold 62 cents now as this rising or falling channel support is moving down? Or are we going to signal a drop down to 54.4 cents? This is what we're facing this morning. XRP reaches a pivotal point here for XRP holders. Because if we get rejected here and we lose 62 cents and confirm this, we do have a technical drop of 12.3% to 54 cents. So just consider that. Conversely, if you were to break out and you were to push back up to the top, because technically a falling channel like this, if you look at it from that perspective, these are typically bullish continuations, assuming you can hold it. Now, with the current market conditions and the uncertainty of crypto, with how volatile it is, I would not be surprised if we lost this, came down to that 54 cent area roughly, maybe even overexpand to 51, hit the bottom of that handle as we described in the opening, as I think this is a beautiful rendition of what's going on here. For anybody who's new, I really believe this is the best way to look at this. XRP was in that cup. We formed this handle. And yes, this rising channel is still very much intact. But we have this bullish handle that's formed within it. So it's very hard to dictate whether or not you've actually gone bearish falling back into this, or if this is actually a bullish consolidation hidden within a bear trap. I believe what's forming here is a gigantic bear trap, and as long as we hold this bullish handle at no worse than 51 cents, we are going to have a explosive wave 5. Wave 4 correction could very well be from 75 cents back down to 49 to 50. Actually, it's about 50 cent area. It depends where you hit this, though. This could be on the bottom of this handle, 49.8 cents. So I keep saying 48 to 52 cents, I think, is a beautiful target for a breakdown here, because it's not even breaking down, but I know the crypto world will cry foul. You know, the haters will be at a all-time haterade if we do have this 21% drop or 20% total drop from where we're at. But that would have gave us an overall correction of about 40% from that 75 cent move. That's a healthy correction. And then if you hold this, you're talking about a swing of epic proportions. Your very next target, if you broke out of here, would be 93 cents, $1.13, and then $1.38. I even have them in different coloring so you can see how important the breakout would be in those two levels. So it would be pretty interesting if we started tracking levels, and I think this one we actually should do our due diligence and bring it down to about 108, just to cover that 108 wick. But this is how it can play out very quickly. So let's just say we come down here and we hold the bottom of the handle. You're talking about first here, just to get back up top, is like 37%. But then if you break back up to 93, from there it's 83. And then if you push up there, it's 150. I mean, this would be the volatile swing that we need. I, for one, not that I want to see XRP go down, but I would love to see this corrective wave in wave 4, if it go from wave 3 to 4. Because I know from my understanding of the wick-off accumulation, that wave 5 is that most explosive wave if you do this properly and fulfill this pattern out properly. So if we do this, look out, sweetheart. This would be an absolute pump of epic proportions for XRP. And it very well could be how you drag this out full scale. And then XRP, over a 1-year time frame, it very well could be a scenario how we build out a much, much, much bigger cup and handle. And this is what I'm talking about. If we do this properly and we hold that handle at 52 or 51, even down to 48, as it looks like, 49, we could be working on what Bitcoin's doing, but we're just behind. We could be working on a formidable cup that goes up to $1.97 to retest the swing high that happened in 21, despite it not coming back up to all-time highs. This is what we could be working on. And then if you do the bullish handle down, then you could work your way up to $3.50 or that all-time high area. But you got to get through the preemptive areas first. So I hope this update on XRP this morning has found you well and you're able to make an educated and informed decision this weekend. Make sure to hit that like button so YouTube recommends this video. And if you do appreciate my work, hit that subscribe button and join the over 20,900 subscribers. As yes, this morning at sometime in the early AM, we went over 20,900. So now we're on our journey to less than 100 subscribers away to 21,000, hitting that next milestone. So thank you all so much. If you want to show me personal support, consider joining Tom's Army or sending one YouTube super chat per month as a way to pay it forward. Going through this technical analysis to finish now. XLM's down 1.39% to 13.5 cents. XLM had an overzealous breakout, and we knew that it was a fake out because XRP did not react at all. Came up 4.6%. Immediately pulled back down, though. Immediately pulled back down. Let's go to the daily so you can see. We came up to about 14.3 cents, and now we pulled back. But now we need to see if we're holding support here. And this is the same with XRP at 62 cents. See if it holds there. That's going to be the 13.4 line for XLM. If that breaks down like XRP, you're going to go from 13.4, and your next big target's going to be down to 10.9, and that, or about 10.9. And that could line up perfectly with an XRP drop to roughly 51, 52 cents if that happened. If that happened. Because that's that 20% drop for XLM. So watch that very carefully. And if this holds and we are building into a bullish consolidation, then we would push up about 28% or 27% to 17 cents. So just consider that when you're watching XLM. There's both sides of this coin here, but Right now, we're looking more bearish. However, when we look at Bitcoin in the 30-minute, there's no doubt about it. Bitcoin's becoming just a tad bit overextended here. Just like we noticed with XRP, we're going to become a tad bit overextended, but not yet. Not yet. We have 66,167 underneath. And the moment that breaks, I'm speculating, because the technical target off of this broken rising channel, and you can see that dotted line on the bottom, I speculated that this is what it would end up doing. That it would come down here to 59,466, maybe override it, which I would be more appreciative if it came to 55 or 56 to retest the outside of the broadening wedge breakout, because we haven't retested that as support yet at all, period. So I would love to see that. Now that we broke down, we can get rid of this, because we did come up and hit our technical target perfectly. And fortunately or unfortunately, depending on how you look at it, it got rejected there. And now it's doing standard operating procedure. You got 66,187 underneath. That's held twice. And if that breaks through, we know we're coming to the technical move out of the breakdown of the rising channel, which we know are bearish reversals. That should come down to 59,465. So we could be looking at some very volatile swings this in the next few days to come, ladies and gentlemen. I don't want you to give your hopes up with XRP, because this is standard operating procedure. I'm telling you, wave 3 to wave 4 is a big corrective wave. And if it plays out true, wave 5 is the biggest expansion wave out of the entire move. So you can just consider whatever you've gotten out of XRP and likely double that move. So if you've gotten 60% when it retraces, or 50% when it retraces, or 40%, you can see what I'm saying. DGB is done so beautifully right now, I can't even describe it. I can't even describe it for DGB. And yes, it's going to have to correct here a little bit, because it's going to try to end up putting in this handle. And it's looking bearish now on the onset. It looked bullish to start, but we knew that it was probably an unsustainable wave, a little rally. But now DGB is crying right now. It wants, if it would have come up to 2.1 cents, then it could have put that handle around 1.8, and that's what we were speculating if it came up there. But we already know this first tier that we've drawn out for a while, this could come down like this. So that could bring you as low as 1282. So just pay attention to that with DGB. We have that pivot point that we failed to break above at 1.8. So now, that's great that 1.8's there, but now we're going to have to push above that to 2.1 cents next time around. But we very well could have a very big overzealous retest right back down to 12.4. So just pay attention to that with DGB. And last but not least, XDC. XDC is down 3.29% to 4.5 cents. Still above the breakout points. But as you can see, we were unable to hold 5.9. Came down below the 5 cent support. And now XDC seems to be even pulling around a little bit more here. So we've fallen below this. And now we know the technical target on a breakdown is to back test this breakout at 386. So just remember that. That's the retest breakout. And now, if we broke out from here, that would lower the target just a little bit from 825 down to about 795, but nothing major. With what we're seeing with XRP, the technical zones, I would not be surprised if we found our way back down to like 3.5 for XDC. But after this wave, I'm telling everybody, this is a corrective wave. Wave 3 to wave 4 is corrective with the Wickoff accumulation. And wave 5 is the biggest expansion wave. So everybody who sells out during this consolidation, who gets tricked or fooled, or they run into the fear of FUD, this is where you're actually going to see your portfolio take the biggest hit in regards of what happens after the consolidation. Everybody who bought when we did, we were up so much right now, even with the breakdown, we would still be up at worst 45-50% on our lowest sustainable asset. So we can sustain these drops. Most of our stuff's still up a couple 100%. It's just 3 to 4 is the wave that gets everybody out. It always does right before the biggest explosive wave in 5. So just be careful, pay attention. Make sure to hit that like button if you are watching this update this morning so that YouTube will recommend this video. If you do appreciate what I do, join the other 20,900 subscribers, as we just went over that this morning, which is incredible as we're almost to 21,000 subscribers. And I appreciate all the members of Tom's Army who pay it forward, as you really do allow me to do what I need to do. In the comments, if you made it until the end, hashtag be better, do better. And remember, positivity over negativity. We're not playing the victim here. We play the winner. We don't make people feel bad, and we kill them with kindness here. So even if somebody's trying to rile you up because they're trying to tell you something you own is bad, you know the finer understanding, and year over year you can see what we've done financially, and there's a reason why we can trade at home instead of being at a 9 to 5, because we understand what we're doing. If we want to get to that level, we got to maintain looking at the charts 24/7, 7 days a week, and you got to stay updated. Have a blessed Saturday, and stay tuned.